All right, guys, RB here, and let's talk about what happened on Friday. Did Fed really ignited a new rally? And are we gonna see a massive upside into the next week, or that was just a one-day thing, and then we are back into either staying range bound or getting lower as we were expecting on SPX. So before we go into the details of SPX, just wanted to kind of first cover what went exactly as we thought, as we expected our levels to be tested, and what didn't, right? And then from there, we can look into different ways, this can unfold in the next week. And I think Monday will be important to kind of give us clarity on the direction. So, getting into the analysis part of it, let's talk about all four indexes today, and let's just dive into it. So, first, let's go into the QQQ or the US 100. So, what happened in QQQ? So, our dip level, as we talked about for the first leg, we talked about it getting into the 558 in the plan, and it kind of came very close to that 558 number before it just started to bounce up, right? So went exactly as we thought. The bounce also came close to 575, 577. Probably will do it on Monday if this continues, right? So I don't have a challenge with this at all. And my expectation overall from last week was that, once it does this 575, 577, it'll go further down for another leg and probably either come to this 551 549 area, right? Or if there is a deeper sell, then there is a chance that 544 can be tested, but this is sufficient, right? So this was my analysis for QQQ, worked just fine, right? Now, talking about DIA, we were looking into a fifth wave up on this because this level was holding until Thursday. That was 446, and we got that fifth wave up. So that went exactly how we thought, so no problem there at all. Talking about IWM, the expectation was again that since this level was holding around 225, right, we were expecting one more move up into 234, 233. That happened as well, right? So these indexes just did what we expected. Now the challenge which happened, it was with SPX or US 500, where I was expecting a bounce. First, the dip was shallow, right? My expectation for the first dip was that it will come down to around 53.10. It did not. It stopped right here at 53.45, 53.44, somewhere there. So a few points up, about 20, 30 points up, right? And then my other expectation was that the dip or the rally will not cross either 6433 or 6455 right here, right? So those are the areas that I was looking at, and it did much better than that, right? Almost at a double top. Now, going into further, right, as I explained for QQQ, that I was expecting a partial bounce and then one another leg down, or the DIA and IWM, I was expecting a further leg up, a new highs to be created, and then from there we can expect some retracement. So that's where Monday is very important, because if this rally was just a knee-jerk reaction to an expectation that Fed is going to cut the rates, and this may not sustain into the next week, then probably we have to we will get or we'll start seeing some dip from Monday, or from Monday, or probably starting futures on Sunday, right? So that's one possibility. Now, of course, I mean, it doesn't have to start dropping immediately. Of course, there could be a little bit of chop about here, doing something like this and then going up, and then another drop comes, as in a flat. Will that be like going too deep here? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it all depends on what kind of sale we get, but at least even if we get 63 63.10, that would be acceptable, right? So that's one way of looking into it. Now, when you go to US 100, it's pretty clear that I'm looking at 22617, or when you look from QQQ perspective, as I shared, I'm looking for hitting it at 551, right? So that kind of the similar expectation goes on. US 500 as well, right? So that, okay, don't come down all the way to 6200, but can it come down to 6310 at least, right? So it'll be fine. Long term, no change, right? So we are still looking at a daily chart. We are still kind of tracking it to, how I've been sharing it in the past, that this was somehow, this was my fourth wave, and I can still have my fourth wave right here into the 6300, and then, the fifth wave rally can continue. So basically make this Friday move as a fake move or a B move, right? And then you have a C leg down. Still possible, right? And can happen, but again, I do not short for these moves, right? That I've been very clear that I do not want to short for these small wave fours. Rather, I get my levels, I want to do a dip buy, right? Now, what are the other options? What are the other options in case this does not go the way we just talked about, as in a wave four going, right? The other and only other way which I'm thinking about, and that makes it, of course, bullish, and we'll have to figure it out how it goes on DIA, IWM come Monday as well, that those rallies will continue, that the breakout that happened, or, will there be something else? But for, kind of our understanding, the one other way which I was thinking that this could have been going, and and still can happen, right? So I'm not gonna go against the market just because I want to dip. But what if this was a running flat correction, where this four actually finished here with a very shallow dip in SPX, while others may still look just all right. Now, the way you will be looking at is that this was your A. B went above the start of the A, so that makes it an expanded correction. So it can be an either expanded flat or running flat. Expanded flat is where the C comes down below A, and running flat is where the C stays above A, right? So if that would be the case, then this correction probably finished here. So this was still my fourth wave, but it kind of was in a, the way it corrected was still highly bullish, right? It did not even come down for a C leg all the way to actually either do a double bottom here, or even didn't even touch 6310, right? So quite a bullish way. And now this fifth leg has started. Now, if this fifth leg has started, it's gonna take us to 6,700 or so above, right? And what you would be expecting is that, okay, probably this was my one, two, now three, four, and five, and there would be another pullback. The pullback may not go much lower. It may just hold 6430 again, the level we have been talking, maybe a little lower, but will not go much lower than 6400 or 6416. And if that happens, then you have a major wave three coming after that, right? Taking into 6,700. From there on, there could be a correction. How deep, we'll figure that out. But this is an other alternate that you would be looking at. If this does not go back all the way back down, then you will be seeing some sort of a slow move on Monday, maybe one more high above, the 6485, touch 6500, drop 100 points to 6400 or 6430, right? And from there on, you kick off the rally. So this is the way I would be looking into the bullish structure forming, right? So, and probably this support should hold if it comes somewhere here around, again, 6400, right? So somewhere like this, and keeps on going. So a consolidation leading into a breakout and upward move, right? So that would be the bullish case. Now looking that into the US 100 again, your fourth got completed here. You had an A wave down, another B move up, and then you had C wave, five waves down, right? So the fourth got completed here. You will not see any more leg down, here into it, but again, this will form something like this where you'll have a one, two, three, four, and five, right? So this will be the bullish formation for these indexes, and we will have another breakout and a good rally for another 2 to 3 weeks. So August will, come out to be actually a pretty bullish month, right? So yeah, that's about it. I mean, and if you look into VIX, VIX has started cracking below that 14.70 again. I mean, it has a way much lower to go. I mean, 12.2, 12.6 or so. And I've seen multiple posts on X which where they've been talking about, oh, VIX is 14.3 and this happens only blah blah blah, and this is the lowest it has gone in 2025. But there is a lot more downside if you see, right? So if I start breaking down below there and cannot climb up above this 14.7 again, it can go down to 12.3. It has stayed in 11.8, 11.9 range all 2024 without making a big bounce. So I'm not worried too much on the VIX side. Again, it's a matter of where you want to enter, and you know you don't want to get trapped. So I do not have longs on SPX. I took some other longs like MSFD, the patterns which were showing pretty great. It tested the level I was looking at around 500. The low was 502. As long as this level here at around 500 holds, I don't think we'll see 488. So probably hitting higher would be the way to go for MSFT, and that's why I kind of took longs there. Right, metal looks great. Where it pulled back for wave two here, as long as it holds its all-time high breakout here, right? A rally can start for Meta there too, right? And so was Amazon. I mean, when you look at Amazon, was it a wave one and two, right? So I was talking about Amazon longs here at around 210. Is it gonna be something like this, right? So very, very bullish structure here. Google, I think, is still working through its current wave one, two, three, four, five. Maybe it has more upside, maybe not. But there could be some pullback here, right, from resisting from this all-time high uh resistance. So there are like few stocks where like I said, they have some upside. Nvidia did the dip at least partially, testing this 168 around 170 kind of line. Now, is it part of the wave 4, or the wave 4 was done, or it was a minor wave 4, and this 3 is still going where it'll touch 198 before it finishes, right? And the 4 will come, another 4 will come later on, right? So that's possible too. So if the bottom was in here, then we are heading up into this three wave. Now, talking about SMH in general, it was doing what QQQ was doing as well. So I was suggesting longs for SMH last week on 282, and my target was 297. So let's see what happens at 297. Is it gonna be again, like I explained, in a bearish case, we'll have another leg down. That would be an amazing buy too. Or it's just doing wave one, two dip, three, four, five, right? So something like that. So wave four potentially finished here, and now we are going up higher, right? So a good I think trading opportunities in both cases. If we get a sell first in the bearish case, that would create an extremely great opportunities, and if it doesn't, then we'll have some sort of a consolidation of a wave one and two, as explained, probably by Wednesday or so, where you make like probably a little more chop on Monday, go a little higher on Tuesday, pull back for a couple of days, and then later on, Thursday, Friday, you start seeing another rally. So another good weekly candle, and we get going a week after. Right, so these are the few thoughts that I had. I wanted to share in clarity and depth across the board, and hope this helps you to kind of understand where we are in the market. And like always, if you kind of like the content, please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.